A rocket launch is the takeoff phase of the flight of a rocket. Launches for orbital space flights, or launches into interplanetary space, are usually from a fixed location on the ground, but may also be from a floating platform or, potentially, from a superheavy and Tu-25 class airplane. Launches of suborbital flights can also be from a missile silo, a mobile launcher vehicle, a submarine, air launch, from a plane, from a balloon. A surface ship, an inclined rail. Launches not into space can also be from the shoulder. A skyrocket is launched from some stand. Rocket launch technologies generally refers to the entire set of systems needed to successfully launch a vehicle, not just the vehicle itself, but also the firing control systems, ground control station, launch pad, and tracking stations needed for a successful launch and/or recovery. Commercial launches. Commercial launch service providers include Boeing Launch Services Incorporated, Delta Rocket, Sea Launch, Zenit 3S LEADS Space Transportation / Arianespace, Ariane Rocket, International Launch Services, 1, Proton Rocket, ISRO, PSLV, GSLV, United Launch Alliance, Delta IV and Atlas V Starsem, Soyuz Rocket, SpaceX, Falcon 9, launch vehicles. If a rocket is launched to deliver a payload from a planetary surface into space, it is called a launch vehicle. There are several broad categories that launch vehicles fall under, including expendable launch system, reusable launch system, single stage to orbit, two stage to orbit, three stage to orbit. For the launch vehicles currently in use for human spaceflight, see that article. There were over 70 orbital launches in 2010. Orbital launches. Orbital launch vehicles commonly take off vertically, and then begin to progressively lean over, usually following a gravity-turn trajectory. Once above the majority of the atmosphere, the vehicle then angles the rocket jet, pointing it largely horizontally but somewhat downwards, which permits the vehicle to gain and then maintain altitude while increasing horizontal speed. As the speed grows, the vehicle will become more and more horizontal until at orbital speed, the engine will cut off. All current vehicles will stage jettison hardware on the way to orbit. When launching a spacecraft to orbit, a dogleg is a guided, powered turn during ascent phase that causes a rocket's flight path to deviate from a straight path. A dogleg is necessary if the desired launch azimuth, to reach a desired orbital inclination, would take the ground track over land, or if the rocket is trying to reach an orbital plane that does not reach the latitude of the launch site. Doglegs are undesirable due to extra onboard fuel required, causing heavier load, and a reduction of vehicle performance. See also, launch mechanisms, gravity drag, non-rocket spacelaunch, list of rockets, orbital spaceflight, suborbital spaceflight, spaceport, list of rocket launch sites, launch status check, references. External links, calendar of current and upcoming launches, scheduled and past launches, in principle all from 1999.